Something I really appreciate, respect, and admire about you is you've routinely shown that having courage in the face of what may have others crumble is really a skill of yours. You've talked about good times never last, bad times never last, but yet go back to your very first interview, truck in a toolbox. You did things that maybe others would have thought was risky. So let's talk about the importance of having courage in the face of what might appear to be a negative environment, right? There's a lot of negativity going on today. How does one build courage, take action in the face of all that?
So, courage comes through competence, right? So first of all, you build the educational foundation, so that you know what you're doing, and even then you can still, step out above your pay grade, because I've taken on things that I did not know how to do myself, but I brought the resources together to get them done. So first of all, it's in competency, either in your own skills, knowledge, and abilities, or someone else's that you're aligning with. So that reduces a lot of that, worry or uncertainty. The other thing is, the ability to withstand, understand the risk, calculate it, and withstand the worst, possible scenario on the downside. When I was younger, I didn't think so much about risk, because you don't, and you can always start again, right? So I would take bigger, risks when I was younger. As you get older, you go more into protection mode and, wealth preservation mode, and you're a little bit more risk averse as you get older, at different levels. But really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about mindset, right? You got to have the right mindset to where you understand not everything you're going to do is you do will work. You're going to fail. You're going to have roadblocks and setbacks, but those are where your biggest growth opportunities are, where your biggest learning experiences are. So the key is right foundation first, surround yourself with the right resources, and that gives you the confidence to get out there and take action. But, before all that, you got to figure out what it is you want, right? That's the hardest thing to do. Figuring out what it is you want to do, is what creates the desire that ultimately leads to the action. That's how it works.
That is awesome. So I think it's fair to say that we probably have at least 2 years ahead of us that are going to be harder than the last 2 years. I don't think that's a stretch. Probably in there somewhere, we have stagflation. In there, we have a recession. At least that's the leading. That's what most people are thinking is coming. So we're right at the beginning of this, right? Call it the first inning, to use a baseball analogy. How would you, let's assume somebody's watching this, they're still employed. They feel good about their job. So let's take that off the table. But they want to take advantage of this recession. Do they need to figure out, hey, am I going to do that in stocks or in a business or in real estate? Could they possibly do all of it? Should they focus on one, whatever that one is for them? How does somebody really maximize a return of what's coming? Because again, I think wealth is going to be built in what's coming, but how does someone do that?
Yeah, there definitely is. And, so there is no job security. So whoever you are, wherever you are, your job can be gone tomorrow. We've seen that over and over and over. Your pension can get wiped out, everything. We saw that in 0809. We see it every day as the world is changing. So first and foremost, it's in yourself. You have to build your skills, your abilities. That's where your job security is. It's in yourself and your ability to create whatever it is you want for yourself. But to your specific question, there's going to be a lot of different opportunities in different areas. So it just depends on what people are good at, what they are comfortable with, what they want to do. If you're good at stocks and, those types of things, study, watch the markets, be ready, because, there will be an opportunity there for a generational move for a lot of people. Just like we saw in 0809, just like we saw in March of 2020, and, that moment is coming. Cryptos, that's a different animal. You got to be real careful, because that's going through a transformation right now. A lot of stuff's going away. A lot of stuff's cracking, in that space right now. A lot of people are losing a lot of money there, just like the markets, but 10x over here, in terms of like these DeFi protocols and stuff like that, where people's assets are getting frozen and they can't get them.
Crazy.
So, I mean, you got to be real careful there. And then real estate, we haven't gotten there yet. So we're seeing in the new home construction, like we talked about, and you're seeing in the commercial markets, because interest rates are rising so fast, you're starting to see a lot of deals retrade.
Yes.
There's a lot of bridge debt, a lot of short-term interest-only debt out there. So there'll be a lot of assets that aren't going to be able to be refinanced, that will come up for sale, or for you to be able to take them over. So there'll be some real big opportunities there. But, to think that you're just going to come into real estate and scoop everything up, you kind of hear that little meme out there, I'm going to scoop it up. It doesn't work that way. Real estate's a little bit different, takes a little bit longer. You got to be more careful there. The stocks and the cryptos are a little bit easier because they're so quick and they're so liquid. Real estate's a little different. You got to make sure that, you've got a solid plan, and, what you're doing there. And, you have the ability to, to react and be more nimble. The biggest thing we don't know, what's lying underneath the surface. So 2008, 9, nobody knew. I mean, a few people maybe, but nobody knew what was going to happen with the banks. We're in a situation now, as the dominoes continue to fall and the shocks reverberate under the system, what could happen? We don't know. Credit markets could fail, which could trigger a bank situation. We don't know. So we're a little early in all of this yet to really, understand where's the bottom in the markets, where's the bottom in cryptos, where's the bottom in real estate. We're early yet. We need to see how this evolves throughout the rest of the year. And if something cracks that creates a systemic reverberation throughout the, macro economy globally.
Yeah. This is what I would tell someone. Again, please disagree with me if you do, which I know you will. But what I would tell someone, right? They have a full-time job, family responsibilities. They have their life's busy already. What I would tell them to do is focus on your one thing. This is not a time to, quote unquote, diversify and try to be the master of everything. If you're a if you want to get a shopping list and figure out what companies to buy, that generational wealth coming, great, do that. Focus there, right? Take your extra hour, 2 hours, 10 hours a week, whatever it is, double down on that. If it's real estate, if it's in whatever it is for you, time to double down. And what that means is ignore other things. I see so many investors in my comments from video to video, because we have different millionaires every day. And one video, they're like, yeah, I'm going to do, I'm going to buy a business like Greg Dickerson says. And, the next they're going to do, I'm going to buy a commercial building on sale like Jonathan. And I'm like, wow, I mean, just focus, people, focus. Is that fair, or am I missing it?
No. I mean, it's exactly what I said. Figure out what it is you're good at, what your bent is. If you want to start a business, a side thing, or whatever, figure that out, become the expert at it, build those skills, and then be ready to take advantage of it. And there's just so much information out there and so many different things. It's hard for people to kind of figure out what it is they want. So that goes back to what we said a minute ago. First thing is figure out what it is you want, figure out what you're good at, what are your natural gifts, abilities, talents, resources, double, triple, quadruple down on that and get after it, because there are going to be some big opportunities that, that always come through these things. When you get a reset like we're getting, that's where your biggest opportunities can come from. And, it's been easy. The last number of years has been really easy. Values, especially the last 2 years, values have just gone way up. Yeah. Rents have gone up higher and faster than anybody ever thought could ever happen. So it's been really easy, from 1997 until 2008 and 9. I mean, everything was easy. I mean, we were, benefit of, easy money, easy loans, all of that. People would say, oh man, everything you touch turns to gold. I was like, no, I was in the right place at the right time. Yeah. I got into real estate on the boom. That's all it was. I educated myself. I took action, and, I took advantage of it, but it wasn't because I was some genius. I was just in the right place at the right time. Last number of years, the markets, crypto, stock markets, real estate's the same thing. And that, unfortunately, just like me, prior to 08, 09, that's all they know is just number goes up, everything goes up. Eventually you reach a tipping point and it has to reset. Yeah. And that's what we call the cycles. And that's why I say, the bad times never last, the good times never last, the bad times never, that's just how it works. And we're in a reset right now where assets are in the biggest bubble we've ever seen in the history of our world globally, and it's got to reset.
Yeah. I think I've seen a term used more and more, the everything bubble. And again, it was really sparked by raining. Like I think it was Elon Musk said, I don't think he used the word reset, but basically this is going to be good because we rained money down on fools the last 2 years. SPACs, VCs underwriting 100 times revenue when they're losing money, just dumb things. And now we have
capital.
Yeah, all of it. So for me, it's really, folks, pick your thing, focus on it, and build confidence. How do you have courage? For me, it's you have to build confidence, and with confidence, you really understand the upside, the downside. You can control it, mitigate it. So focus, declare, focus, and then build confidence. For me, any closing thoughts, and then where can people find you?
Yep. Confidence comes from competence. So you have to build your competency first, which creates confidence, which leads to action. That's it.
There you go. And they can find you?
GregDickerson.com. That's where all my info is. Go check it out.
Thanks, buddy.